Truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is, and you must bend to its power or live a lie. To win any battle, you must fight as if you are already dead. Anger, control your anger. If you hold anger toward others, they have control over you. Your opponent can dominate and defeat you if you allow him to get you irritated. It may seem difficult at first, but everything is difficult at first. The path that leads to truth is littered with the bodies of the ignorant. Determine that today you will overcome yourself of the day before. Tomorrow you will win over those of lesser skill, and later you will win over those of greater skill. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. A man cannot understand the art he is studying if he only looks for the end result, without taking the time to delve deeply into the reasoning of the study. In time, all things work to your advantage when you pursue them with an open heart. True warriors are fierce because their training is fierce. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. You can only fight the way you practice. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. All men are the same except for their belief in their own selves, regardless of what others may think of them. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye. Do not waste time idling or thinking after you have set your goals. The true science of martial arts means practicing them in such a way that they will be useful at any time, and to teach them in such a way that they will be useful in all things. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight, and the only reason a warrior fights is to win. Accept everything just the way it is. You should not have a favorite weapon. To become overfamiliar with one weapon is as much a fault as not knowing it sufficiently well. Too much is the same as not enough. Do nothing which is of no use. The important thing in strategy is to suppress the enemy's useful actions, but allow his useless actions. A bullet from a gun does not make a distinction between practice and combat. You are training to be one and the same way in your life. In battle, if you make your opponent flinch, you have already won. When you have attained the way of strategy, there will be nothing that you cannot understand. You will see the way in everything. Whatever your determination or willpower, it is foolish to try to change the nature of things. Things work the way they do because that is the way of things. It is difficult to understand the universe if you only study one planet. Imitation is the surest form of flattery and failure. I am not interested with your talk about my ideas. I am more interested in your applying them to your life. If you do not, then you are essentially not in accord with your own mind. Step by step, walk the 1,000-mile road. The ultimate aim of martial arts is not having to use them. If the enemy thinks of the mountains, attack like the sea, and if he thinks of the sea, attack like the mountains. Do not sleep under a roof. Carry no money or food. Go alone to places frightening to the common brand of men. Become a criminal of purpose. Be put in jail and extricate yourself by your own wisdom. From one thing, know 10,000 things. When you decide to attack, keep calm and dash in quickly. Forestalling the enemy, attack with a feeling of constantly crushing the enemy, from first to last. Do not let the body be dragged along by mind, nor the mind be dragged along by the body. If you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything. A warrior has no confusion in his mind. This is true emptiness. As far as I'm concerned, I regret nothing. Approach the enemy with the attitude of defeating him, without delay. If you do not control the enemy will control you. The way is in training. Do nothing which is not of value. Generally speaking, the way of the warrior is resolute acceptance of death. You win battles by knowing the enemy's timing and using a timing which the enemy does not expect. If you do not look at things on a large scale, it will be difficult to master strategy. Even if a man has no natural ability, he can be a warrior. Most warriors only perform tricks. The way of the warrior is filled with soul and feeling. Polish your wisdom. Learn public justice. Distinguish between good and evil. Study the ways of different arts one by one. Do not let your opponent see your spirit. It is imperative to master the principles of the art of war and learn to be unmoved in mind, even in the heat of the battle. To make anyone immediately regret insulting you, show that you are unaffected. Do not act following customary beliefs. People in this world look at things mistakenly and think that what they do not understand must be the void. This is not the true void, it is bewilderment. Fixation is the way to death, fluidity is the way to life. When you appreciate the power of nature, knowing the rhythm of any situation, you will be able to hit the enemy naturally and strike naturally. Water adopts the shape of its receptacle. It is sometimes a trickle and sometimes a wild sea. See to it that you temper yourself with 1,000 days of practice and refine yourself with 10,000 days of training.